On Tuesday, the Watertown City Council held a public hearing and vote on a proposed zoning amendment that would affect a parcel of land in the East End that includes the former Belmont Baptist Church on Templeton Parkway. The majority of the City Council did not support a proposal to apply a zoning overlay district to a parcel of land at 126 to 134 Templeton Parkway. The zoning request was made by developer Eaglebrook Capital and unanimously recommended for approval by the Planning Board. The zoning amendment would apply the school and religious overlay district to a church building on the site. The zoning change would allow a developer to preserve the historic church building, but apply new uses to it, such as townhouses, a school, or even a small retail space.
The Religious and School Overlay District, or the RSOD, is to provide a greater flexibility for the reuse of property where an existing either historic school or church building exists, and encourages the reuse of that building as opposed to the property being demolished and the property being reused without preserving the building.
Built in the 1920s, the church building sits at the corner of Templeton Parkway and Belmont Street in Watertown's East End. The church has become dilapidated over the years, but there is some open space and a parking lot on the property. Some residents spoke in favor of the zoning change with the hopes that better use could be made for the site while preserving its historic nature.
It's going to preserve the building because it's required as part of the rezoning, and also it's going to add density where there wouldn't be if the developers just waited out a demolition delay, tore down the church, and built the two-family houses that they have the ability to do by right.
Others opposed applying the overlay district because of the uncertainty of what Eaglebrook Capital plans to do with it.
What we will end up with will be townhouses built probably, or whatever it is, and a church that is not touched, that is dilapidated, and that does not add to the neighborhood at all.
Although Watertown City Councilors largely favor new projects that can include affordable housing units, most agreed that the developer was too vague about their intentions for the site.
And I certainly embrace the idea of more housing, and frankly, I would like to see more dense housing across the city. I think we desperately need it, and it's good for the environment. Nevertheless, the plan the developers shared with me doesn't address how the church itself will be used, turned into usable space, or for what.
One thing that really struck me is they have no plan for that church. They want to build the townhouses.
The zoning overlay district has been applied before, notably to St. Teresa's Church on Mount Auburn Street, which was turned into a condominium development in 2009. Now, the developer did inform the planning board that if the zoning overlay district was not approved, they would likely demolish the church. Reporting from the former Belmont Baptist Church on Templeton Parkway, Dan Hogan, Watertown Cable News.